Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, well, we are taking a look at the move on SMCI that has begun, or has it? Well, let's take a look at in this video through the lens of technicals why the price action I consider is starting to show again that momentum that can take us to higher levels, and we'll talk about what those possibilities are and what we have to watch as for the stop loss and what all that good stuff, right? Now, before going further, I also want to let you know none of this is any financial advice and it's only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. All right, so why do I think the move has begun on SMCI? Let me take you to the weekly interval first. All right, okay, well, before going to the weekly interval, let's get talking about this trend line, the reference line. So we have gotten out of this reference line that was a near-term resistance on this that was keeping it downwards. And I mentioned that as we break out above the level $40.91, let's actually get to the hourly interval, right? That's where it's going to be a little bit more apparent. So, and as I mentioned that as long as we can get above $40.91, that will be pretty much also taking out this lower moving reference line or trend line. Things will start to look back again bullish, and that will start to mark a pullback completion on the weekly interval that we'll get to, and a pivot confirmation, and also will turn daily interval as it was becoming weak. It will turn daily interval also in an uptrend, and that's what we are seeing. Now, if you need access to my tools that marks all these levels automatically for you and all of the good stuff, check out the details in the description of this video together with 50 plus stocks coverage. Check out the details in the description of this video if any of this interests you. Now, so this is done and done for good. All right, we have gotten out of that resistance structure near term that was pushing it lower. And also not just $40.91, which is a confirmation of a start of the move, together with also staying above this very zone, $38.24 area. I mentioned that as long as we can hold through and above this blue box, we are fine. If we lose that, definitely we are in a problem. But SMCI did the other way around to the upside, and that's why the uptrend confirmation or a move confirmation was $40.91 above and getting above that lower moving trend line that I provided you. Now, it's important that we stay above $40.91, which there is high likelihood of staying right above this level. Today, as we close above it, things will be just fine. And if we can also have a Monday staying above $40.90 area, things are just going to be beautiful. Now I'm going to get to what are the where the next higher levels likelihoods that we can test in the coming next week. But before that, I also want to take you to the weekly interval. Now, weekly interval, I have been saying that this zone, $37 to $38 zone, it's an important zone for reasons. All right. Now, all those reasons, everything again in detail. Sometimes I'll talk that in 50 plus stocks coverage as well with the members and all other stuff. Okay, I talk all these things in all of my videos. But to put it simply, we have been able to maintain a higher low pivot on the weekly interval. And that's why I mentioned that as long as we can still hold this zone, this will be a pullback on the weekly interval. Yes, on the daily interval, hourly interval, that's a negative strength. But on the weekly interval, that this will still be just a pullback. And since now we have turned around on the hourly interval, on the 4 hours, on the daily interval, back again in that strength above $40.91, this marks the pullback completed on the weekly interval. And thus we have a room to continue higher. Now, it's important, like I always say, nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. We have to trade with where the more high likelihood and the probability of the structure is there, in which direction, and that's the trade we have to take. So if any time though we lose 38.24 area, all right, this zone, if we lose it, we close a week below it or a day below it, again weakness is back again. All right, so that's where the zone of the structural stop loss is. And all in all, otherwise we are just fine. Now, how high can we go? Right, what are those targets that I want to talk about? Well, as we stay in this trend, definitely the first level is 45, which is very close by. It may not sound too much, The good one will be the testing 200 days moving average. I expect some reaction there. All right, depends also on the momentum, how strong the momentum is. Sometimes when we have a breakouts like these, it just tells us that, okay, we're going higher, and that back then we also tested that $70 level that I provided you. Now, if we start to slow down at 200 days moving average, definitely that's where our first stage would be, all the way till there. And then we'll see what the price action does. As long as it still holds in a bullish structure, that I'll talk. And my tools will help you in all of that. You can have access to my tools in the description of this video. And that will conclude that that's just a pullback in the structure, as long as structure stays bullish. As I said, my tools will help you in that. Now, getting above 200 days moving average is going to be a long-term structural change that we want to see, especially also above $50. Now, since the trajectory of the 200 days moving average has been still on a decline, this to turn around can take some retests and time. So until that happens, there is likelihood we might slow down again, try to test lower side again, but we'll see. So far, 200 days moving average around $50. Keep that as a near-term target next week. That's highly possible as long as we can hold above level by level as we regain significant level. And definitely from where we are, $40.91 remains our area of trailing stop loss, and hard stop loss definitely again below 38. Anywhere, hard stop loss is based off of your risk tolerance as well, but I'm providing my opinion, right? Structure will turn bearish again if we lose 38.34 or 38.24 cents. It's a zone, okay? It's a zone, it's an area. So that's SMCI, looking good to me, looking good to me. Let's get to the 5 minutes interval as well real quick, just to see the price action for the day trading. Wow, looking very beautiful. We did have some, again, a little bit of a slow start, but things are looking very beautiful. Again, let's turn on my tools. Let's see how the day trading, well, some tools are already turned on my screen, but yep, you can see what a beautiful price action we got. This is my another tool which helps you for any type of trade across any interval, across any stock, right? Beautiful confirmation. It was a bullish play. Still bullish, but it's just a little bit of a cool off, but we stayed above the cloud and we are still bullish, guys. This is an amazing, like, a lot of money is made like this, right? Anyways, if you need access to my tools, check out the details in the description of this video. All right, looking all great, guys. SMCI is back in the game and it has begun, in my opinion. All right, now feel free to do whatever you feel like doing. I'm just sharing my opinion, and with that, guys, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.